OK, I want to bring a final point to Megan. It was that point that James brought up about people messing around in the system, because that's always talked about. When we talk about reform, it's about tightening up the system so people can't abuse it. You know, what's the truth behind that? How many people do abuse the system? Because that's always the argument and the shouty argument that's talked about when it comes to people on benefits, that there are those that abuse it that make it worse for those who really need it.
The truth is that it's a smokescreen, or we see it as an excuse or a justification to make devastating cuts, which could force hundreds of thousands of people into poverty. We when you look at the actual figures around abuses of the benefit system and also the cost of the abuse of the benefit system, the levels of fraud are actually very low, and some of the extremely intense measures that are being put into place in order to kind of like prevent fraud cost more than the actual level of benefit fraud that we see. So when I was part of a delegation that went to the United Nations Committee on the Rights of Disabled People last year to present on the experiences of disabled people in the UK, and they found the UK to be in grave and systemic violation of the Convention on the Rights of Disabled People, partially in large part because of how terrible the welfare system is here. And one of our issues with the bill and the argument about fraud in general is that we don't see it as really coming from a place of wanting to genuinely reform the welfare system to actually support disabled people, but also that this bill strengthens some of the worst parts of the pre-existing welfare state.
Megan Thomas, really good to talk to you tonight. James Price as well, and Ellie Adey, thank you for your contribution to this discussion about the welfare bill, the controversial welfare bill, which has been voted through by MPs tonight in a very different form to how it started out, not just last week, but at the start of today. Thanks so much.